Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new on this channel or this is the first time you're seeing this face, I'm Comfort, and in this channel we talk about everything fitness, self-development, self-care, and some sprinkle of fun. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome bestie. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, click on the subscribe button and become part of this family. I'm so excited because the topic that we are going to be treating today is one that is very dear to me and I enjoy. We'll be talking about feminine hygiene and care. So everything we're going to be talking about is something that are things that are supposed to help us maintain the pH balance of our intimate area of the VJJ. So let's just jump right into the video. So the first thing I'll be talking about today is feminine wash, and it's used to wash the intimate area, the vagina. I used to be a firm believer of not using anything in the VJ because I just don't want anything that will disrupt it, or I used to be very skeptical about everything people use, like using anything there. I used to believe that it's just water, then they'll say just use water, you're not supposed to use soap. Of course you're not supposed to use soap, but you use water. But then for a while, because I know that I have a very sensitive body, like my entire body is very sensitive, and down there is also very sensitive, so I used to always have infection each time. If I use someone's toilet for the first time, I usually have an infection. Like my body will tell me that, Comfort, you used a new toilet. No matter how clean the toilet is, I must. Like my body will tell that I used a different toilet, and it happened for a very long time. Like each time I have that, I will have to go treat myself, all of that. So I used to be extremely careful. Whenever I leave my house, I don't even pee anywhere else except in my house. So, right. But then I've been using this for the past years, it's more than a year now, and I haven't actually had that kind of experience anymore. And I have noticed that my intimate area smells better, feels better. Like it's just different. Like there is a huge difference. I'm not saying it used to smell, but everybody's VJJ have a smell. It depends if it has a bad odor, But I'm just saying that it's now squeaky clean. Like it's just clean, and smell better and feels better. And then I do not have those infections anymore, because I feel like what was causing those random infection was the fact that the pH of my vagina was shaky, and it wasn't where it's supposed to be. So I was always like getting all the stuff. But when you use feminine wash, it tends to for what they wrote here, provides a mild and immediate feeling of comfort that allows your intimate area to feel hydrated and gives a long-lasting 24-hour soothing sensation. Clinically tested under dermatological and gynecological control. So I know that there are a lot of brands out there, but this is the one I use from FemFresh. And make sure that anyone you're using, because I know a lot of people use organics, I don't know, make sure it is tested gynecologically and dermatologically. So that is all I have to say. If you're not using a feminine wash, try and get one, and make sure that anyone you're using is soap-free, fragrance-free, like this. I highly recommend this 100%. I've been using it every day since the first day I bought it, in the morning and at night, and everything has been on check. I've not had any form of. So yeah. The second product I want to talk about is panty liner. I cannot stress this enough. Like, I don't know, there's just, your intimate area doesn't need to be smelling bad before you can take care of it, or before you can elevate your hygiene level on it. And yes, when I started using panty liners, like, I just felt another level of hygiene. Because the good thing, even some people ask, why do you need a panty liner? Is panty liner another form of pad? Blah blah blah. Is it that maybe if you can't use pad, you use a panty liner? No. Panty liner, excuse me. Panty liners are supposed to be used when you're not menstruating. As long as you're not menstruating, you're supposed to have a panty liner on your pants. As you know that our body is open, and we are always discharging. We are always discharging every day, all the time. It just depends on the time of the month, determines the kind of discharge that comes out of your VJ. So as long as you're wearing pants and you're not on your period, you should always wear a panty liner, so that all those discharge, everything, the sweat, everything will be on the pants, on the panty liner, and not directly on the pants, because you know that you're still going to wear that pants again. I don't mean without washing it, I mean even with washing it, you're still going to wear that pants again. And sometimes even after washing pants, you're not even sure if all the discharge and everything in that area is thoroughly out, thoroughly washed. So panty liner helps you to have that confidence, makes you to be sure that, oh yeah, you're not having any kind of bacteria or any form of dirt or whatever that has been on your part for a long time that can go into your body from there. Because once you put this in the morning, you come back, you remove it, and then you wear another one. If you wear pants, you go to bed, just like that. So that whenever you wash your pants, it's always clean and it doesn't smell bad. Because what makes pants start smelling bad is mostly the discharge. No matter how you wash your pants, somehow I don't think the discharge always like leave, even if you can't actually see it, but like, this. So when you use a panty liner, it helps you to keep your area clean, and also make you not to have any form of bacterial infection later from your pants. So yeah, and this is very cheap. Like, I think this is like 350 naira, 400, and it's 40 pieces. And there are a lot of brands like this, but I prefer this one because this one is short. It's short, but this one is longer. That is the difference between them. So get yourself a panty liner if you don't use a panty liner. The next product we'll be talking about is pad. I know that pad is something that everybody uses, it's common, but what I just want to say is that there are people that wear one pad all through the day till the next morning, even when they have heavy flows. You're supposed to change your pad at least 2 to 4 times a day, depending on how heavy your flow is. Even if you have a very heavy flow, if you have the chance, you can even change more than 4 times. But for people that don't have heavy flow, they can wear one in the morning, and when they are back, they remove it and wear one at night. So that's all I have to say for the pad. And this is the same brand with this panty liner, so you can just get them. The next product I want to talk about is this is tissue, right? This is tissue, but it's like a pocket tissue. And I don't even know how to stress this. I cannot even stress it enough. But people, like, if you're a lady and you don't have a tissue in your bag, what kind of lady are you? Like, what kind of lady are you? Because first of all, sometimes you use the toilet when you're out, and sometimes you can go into a toilet that doesn't even have tissue. I've been there a lot of times. This should always be in your bag. You can't put a whole tissue in your bag, but this one is very fancy and it's very portable for you to put into your bag anywhere you are, wherever you're going, so that if you need to like use the toilet or whatever, you can always use this. Even if you need to clean a seat, you need to wipe your face, you need to just, this always come in handy. As a lady, you're supposed to have this in your pocket all the time, like all the time. It's very like, and it's very convenient. Like it's not even big or anything, and it's fanciful. It's not the one that you bring out tissue and start rolling it or something like that. And it's very cheap. I think this one, it comes in a pack of 12 or 6, I don't know, and it's very, very cheap, like absolutely cheap. No matter where I'm with, it's always in my bag, in my bag, always, always, always. I do not forget it. So yeah, next, wipes. What are we gonna do without wipes in this life? So when it comes to the feminine hygiene, like the VJ area, where wipes come into play is sometimes after using the toilet, you just need to double check. So you can use a wipe, because some people say make sure you always wash your bum after using the toilet, but it's not actually obtainable. Like you can't do that, especially when you're not at home. When you're out and you use the toilet and you feel like you need to double check, you need to like make sure that nothing is there. I'm not saying you should carry this and be walking around. There are smaller wipes that can just be in your bag, so that after using the tissue to like clean, you can use the wipes to like double check and make sure that you're wiping from the front to the back. That is one mistake people do. Why will you wipe from the back to the front? You want to introduce bacteria to the VJ or what? Always wipe from the front to the back. I hope you get that. One tip I would love to let us know or tell us is always don't use what you don't know in your vagina, because that place is very sacred and it's intimate and it's open and it's delicate. A lot of people use there are pussy tighteners, there are breast sweeteners, blah 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 blah, and they are organic, most of them. And at the end of the day, you're just introducing bacteria, you're just introducing infection into your vagina. If you eat well, take enough fruit, nuts, and drink enough water, I don't think you're supposed to have any issue with your vagina, as long as your hygiene is in check. I don't think so. And even if you're having like bacterial vaginosis or you have a yeast infection, there is boric acid. But again, make sure that before you use the boric acid, you have asked a medical practitioner, like a gynecologist. Even if you can't get hold of a gynecologist, just ask a health official, and just if you can run a test just to make sure that it is what you're supposed to. This is like you're having a yeast infection or you're having a bacterial vaginosis. And I also read, I found out that you're not supposed to use boric acid for the first time you're having an infection, a yeast infection or a bacterial vaginosis. It's supposed to be when you have a recurrent infection. But some people, once they're having any form of itchiness or whatever, they just carry boric acid, and so it's not supposed to be like that. Even though it's not as harmful, but always seek for medical opinion before you use it. And Having an infection, a yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis is not something you're supposed to shy away from. If you're feeling any form of itchiness, you're feeling any form of like odor, like a weird odor or anything at all, it's not something you're supposed to shy away from, because almost every girl at one point in their life have this infection, no matter how slight. Because we can't really run away from it. This is your body, it's open, you use toilet, you use this. So it's not something you're supposed to shy away from. They say that almost 70% of all the women in the world have bacterial vaginosis or yeast infection at some point in their life, and 30% of the 70% have recurrent infections. So it's not something you're supposed to shy away from. It's not something that you start running helter-skelter, you're using everything that you see just to. It's normal. You're a lady. It's normal. Just seek for medical opinion before you use anything at all. And if you use feminine wash and you do all these little hygiene tips and take your body very serious, you will at least reduce the risk of infection in your VGA, and that is what I'm sure of. It has happened to me, and I am a living testimony. So that's it. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things from this video. If you haven't subscribe to the channel and like this video so that it will reach to other people that need this information. And I'll see you in my next video. Stay blessed.